All right, 2.1 functions, part 2. Today what we're going to talk about is restrictions. But before we do that, let's first review a notation for boundaries, limits, or parameters, whatever your Algebra 2 teacher called these things. And what we're going to do is talk about when to use parentheses or brackets or a combo of them. All right, so number 1, all numbers between 1 and 10. Well, since we're talking about the numbers between 1 and 10, that means we don't include 1 and 10. So what we're going to do is we're going to use parentheses. In other words, use parentheses whenever you don't include numbers, right? So the way you do this, the notation is 1 comma 10 using the parentheses. This represents all the numbers between 1 and 10. Number 2, let's talk about all the numbers greater than or equal to 5. So I want numbers greater than 5. So that'd be 6, 7, 8.5, etc. All right, all the way out to positive infinity. All right, so we're going to go from 5 to infinity because we want everything bigger than 5. Now, it's also going to be equal to 5. That means it includes 5. So on the 5, we're going to use a bracket. Now, infinity, you can never reach infinity. So we're going to use a parenthesis on the infinity. All right, number 3, all numbers less than 20. Okay, that means I want 19, 18, 17.2, etc., and all the negative numbers too. All right, so we're going to negative infinity here, and we're going up to 20. And since it's less than 20, that means 19.99999, but we're not including 20, so parenthesis on the 20. And since you can never reach negative infinity, parenthesis on the negative infinity as well. All right, number 4. Let's talk about all numbers between negative 8 and positive 9, but we're including the 9. All right, so as you can guess by now, talking about all the numbers between negative 8 and 9, we're including the 9, but we did not mention to include the negative 8, so that'll be a parenthesis. Parenthesis on the negative 8, bracket on the positive 9. And number 5, sometimes you're going to get something that's compounded, right? You're going to get more than one type of boundary. So for here, we want all numbers less than or equal to 12, or, I'm going to underline that word, between 15 and 25, including 15. So first of all, let's talk about the numbers less than or equal to 12. All right, so everything less than 12, that eventually we'll be talking about the negative infinity, right, all the way to 12. We can never reach negative infinity. And I want things less than or equal to 12. So we're going to include it, use a bracket on the 12. Then we're going to use this union symbol because of the word or. All right, so we're going to have also another boundary, and we're going to use the union symbol for it. And we're talking about numbers between 15 and 25, including 15. All right, so since we're including 15, bracket on the 15. Not including 25, and we'll use a parenthesis on the 25. Now be very clear with your parenthesis or your bracket. If you accidentally use a bracket and try to overwrite it with a parenthesis and you mix the two, I'll ask you to redo it or mark it wrong on a quiz or a test. Okay, so let's move on with functions part 2. Let's talk about some limitations.